She thought the young black girl in her class didn't belong. But when this teacher tried to humiliate her, her genius left him and the entire classroom speechless. High school can be challenging enough, but for Aaliyah, the only black student in her advanced physics class, the challenges came with an added layer of prejudice. When her teacher tried to undermine her in front of her peers, Aaliyah's incredible brilliance turned the tables in the most unexpected way. From the moment Aaliyah walked into Miss Carter's advanced physics class, she could feel the cold stares. Miss Carter wasn't shy about her bias. Every comment, every question directed at Aaliyah came with an undertone of doubt. One day, as the class worked through a challenging quantum mechanics problem, Miss Carter turned to Aaliyah with a smirk. "Let's see what you've got," she said, handing Aaliyah the chalk. Aaliyah took a deep breath and walked to the board. She began solving the problem, her movements confident, her calculations precise. But before she could finish, Miss Carter interrupted. "Are you sure about that?" she said, loud enough for the entire class to hear. "Yes," Aaliyah replied calmly. Miss Carter's tone sharpened. "You're too dumb to solve this. Why don't you let someone else give it a try?" The class fell silent, shocked by the bluntness of the insult. Aaliyah paused, her face betraying no emotion. "No, I'm finishing this," she said firmly, her voice steady. She completed the problem, and her solution was flawless. But instead of acknowledging it, Miss Carter sneered. "Well, anyone can copy from the textbook. Let's move on," she said, erasing Aaliyah's work before the class could even see it. Aaliyah's classmates exchanged uneasy glances. The room felt heavy with tension. Some students wanted to speak up, but fear kept them silent. Aaliyah, however, stood tall. Her heart pounded, but she refused to let Miss Carter see her sweat. "Can we move on now?" Miss Carter snapped, her frustration barely hidden. Aaliyah walked back to her seat, her head held high, knowing that she had done her best, even if Miss Carter refused to see it. As Aaliyah sat down, her best friend Sam leaned over and whispered, "You were amazing. Don't let her get to you." Aaliyah gave a small nod, grateful for the support. She knew this wouldn't be the last time she'd face such challenges, but she also knew she had the strength to overcome them. The bell rang, and as students gathered their things, Aaliyah took one last look at the board, her erased work a symbol of the battles she still had to fight. But with each challenge, she grew stronger, more determined to prove her brilliance to the world, no matter who tried to stand in her way. That night, Aaliyah sat at her desk, replaying the moment in her head. She wasn't just angry, she was determined. The next topic in the curriculum was relativity, and Aaliyah decided she wouldn't just learn it, she'd master it. She spent hours studying, preparing a presentation that would not only prove her brilliance, but leave no room for Miss Carter to belittle her again. The following week, Miss Carter posed a particularly complex question to the class. "Let's see if anyone here can even attempt this," she said smugly. Aaliyah raised her hand. Miss Carter smirked. "Oh, this should be good. Go ahead." Aaliyah walked to the front of the room, but instead of just answering the question, she began a full presentation. She broke the concept down into simple terms, using diagrams and real-world examples that left her classmates captivated. As she spoke, Miss Carter's smirk slowly faded. The students, who had once doubted Aaliyah, were now hanging on her every word. By the time Aaliyah finished, the room erupted into applause. Even the quietest students clapped, stunned by her brilliance. But Miss Carter wasn't ready to admit defeat. "That was adequate," she said dismissively. Aaliyah smiled. "If it's so adequate, then why don't you explain it better?" she asked, her tone sharp but respectful. "Miss," Carter stammered, clearly caught off guard. Before she could respond, the classroom door opened and in walked the principal. Unbeknownst to Miss Carter, Aaliyah had emailed the principal the night before, inviting him to observe the class. The principal had heard complaints about Miss Carter's behavior before but wanted to see it for himself. The principal stood at the front of the room, addressing the class. "I've been watching quietly, and what I just saw was far more than adequate," he said. Turning to Aaliyah, he added, "Your understanding of this material is exceptional. You have a gift." Miss Carter, visibly uncomfortable, tried to downplay the moment. "Well, we're all here to learn," she muttered. The principal wasn't having it. "Respect is a crucial part of learning," he said, his voice firm. "And it's clear that some changes need to be made to ensure every student is treated fairly." The students cheered, thrilled to see Aliyah finally get the recognition she deserved. Word of Aliyah's brilliance spread quickly throughout the school. Students whispered about her amazing skills in the hallways, and teachers couldn't stop talking about her impressive work. Aliyah became a role model for many students, especially those who had faced similar struggles. They looked up to her and felt inspired by her achievements. Miss Carter, feeling the heat from the administration, was made to attend diversity and teaching training. The school wanted to make sure that all teachers treated their students fairly and with respect. Over time, Miss Carter's behavior towards Aliyah changed. She started to see Aliyah's talent and hard work, but their relationship was still a bit tense. Trust takes time to rebuild after all. As for Aliyah, she didn't let anything stop her. She kept pushing forward and excelled in all her studies. Her hard work paid off when she received a full scholarship to a top university. There, she pursued her dream of becoming an astrophysicist, determined to reach the stars. Her journey was just beginning, and she knew that with dedication and passion she could achieve anything. Aliyah's story didn't just end with her success. It started important conversations all around the school. Students and teachers began talking more about the importance of inclusivity and making sure everyone felt represented, especially in STEM fields. Younger students, seeing what Aliyah had accomplished, felt a new sense of hope. Girls of color, in particular, were inspired to chase their dreams, no matter what challenges came their way. In response to what had happened, the school decided to make some changes. They put new policies in place to make sure that teachers would create a fair and supportive environment for all students. The goal was to make sure that everyone, no matter who they were, had the chance to learn and succeed in a positive atmosphere. Aliyah's journey had made a big difference, sparking changes that would benefit many students in the future. This story is a powerful reminder that prejudice can never outshine true brilliance. Aliyah's courage and determination didn't just break barriers, they set a high standard for excellence. Aliyah showed everyone that no matter what others think, hard work and talent always shine through. Her story is a beacon of hope for anyone who has faced unfair treatment. It teaches us that anyone can achieve great things, no matter where they come from or what they look like. And for those who judge others based on appearances or biases, they might find themselves learning a hard lesson. Aliyah's journey proves that underestimating someone can lead to the most humbling surprises. Her success was not just personal, but a victory for everyone who believes in fairness and equal opportunity. Subscribe for more stories that challenge stereotypes and inspire brilliance, courage, and equality.